Okay, welcome back to the shop, and I'll show you what I've been working on. I've been working on the cross braces, and this is kind of how it's going to fit. Still got a lot of work to do, because if this side is square, that side is off just a little bit, but it's because of that cross brace up here. It's because of the cross brace. It's not flush, and it's actually got to, I actually got to trim back a little bit to make it a little more square. And if you look, it's not perfect across, but you know, it's a shop project. So one of the mistakes I made was, see a little better, I should have started chopping the I should have started chopping the mortises out. I guess I forgot to mark one, but I should have started chopping the mortises out for these tenons before I cut the tenons. So it's going to be a little trickier. I might have to do a little bit of playing with some, I got some cut off, so I could actually make these a little wider if I have to. So what my plan is I'm going to chop. Nope, you can't really see it. But I'm going to chop, I'm going to chop the mortises out. And then what I'm going to do is drill a hole on this side so that I can go through this and into this, so that it'll give it some support. And that's my next project. But what I should have done is I should have chopped the mortises out first. Oh, can't see it. But I should have chopped the mortises out first. Now, after I chop the mortises out, am I 100% sure that these cross braces are going to be perfectly aligned? Heck no. Heck no, I'm not 100% sure. So it's going to take me a little bit of playing, but eventually I'll get it. So what I did on this one, I started chopping the mortise out, or the tenon out, and then I realized I made my mistake. So I'm not going to chop this one, or cut this one out, until I have the mortises chopped out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, I got a few hours, I got about a little more than an hour, so I'm going to start chopping the mortises, fitting the tenons on both of these, and see where I get. So I'll bring you guys back after I get the mortise laid out a little better and my bench top cleaned off. Okay, so this is where I put no, so I make sure that I don't chop on that side. So what I did was, I took my compass and I found the center of each side where I'm going to drill in so I can push the dowel through. So the next step is to chop out the mortise. But what I got to do, I put a 1R here for, it's like right. And this is 1R. So if I'm lining up the tenon I cut to the mortise, and as you can see, I'm off quite a bit. So what I got to do is I got to line the this piece up, and then I have to change the where I'm going to be chopping the mortise, and I'm going to be doing a lot of checking to make sure that I'm not too far. Now, you know, if I'm off a little bit, I don't know how much I'm going to be off, but that'd be quite a lot of play. I'm guessing that's at least 1/8 of an inch. I'm just guessing. But, so I got to come back a little bit on this side because it's lined up. So I'm going to mark this out again and then start chopping. And then I'm going to just keep fitting it till it fixes, or till it fits. So we'll see how it goes. I actually have some mortise chisels, and I'm going to get them out to chop that out, because since it's not a through mortise, it might help me to be a little more accurate. So anyway, I'm going to lay that out, and I'm going to start chopping, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I took my red pencil and I marked where I want to stop. That helps me to differentiate between where, you know, not to cut anymore. If I just drew a black line, it might not have done me any good. So I got my mortise chisel, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my wide chisel and I'm going to mark out the edges, and then I'll start chopping. The way the mortise chisel works is you start in like the center and work up and then work towards the other way. And this is designed to act kind of like a pry bar. So I'll see how it goes. So this is another reason I like doing it with the hand tools. I don't really need to do math. So what I did is I took one of the things I neglected was, once I put the thing, you know, the tenon in, even though this is the center, this is actually the center of the tenon. So I went and marked that. And then on my mortise chisel, I took some blue tape and I marked as deep as I want to go. So that's about as deep as I want to go. So it tells me when to stop. So, okay, now the fun, I get to start chopping. I already took my chisel and marked out the long end and the short end to help avoid any like little, you know, split off. So I guess we're good to go now. So I'm not going to bore you with me chopping the whole thing out, but that's basically what I'll be doing for a little bit. And I'm going to clean it out a little bit. I know it's too early to take measurements, but I'm not doing the edges yet because I want to save those for last when I actually trim it out. So the very edge along all four sides will be the very last thing I do. Right now I just want to get out the center. Okay, so if you look, that's how the mortise is, and it's actually not too bad. It's relatively flat, not as good as it could have been in the bottom, but that's my I don't know what to say. I don't do this that often, so it's my fault. So what I did was I took a depth gauge. I bought this at a flea market, and I drag it along to make sure that everything is the tenon's at least going to fit. It's a little deeper, but oh well. Important thing is that it's deep enough for the tenon to go in. And when I put the tenon in, the width is actually pretty close. I'm going to have to trim it a little bit, but it's just a little wide. So I would rather have the bottom register. And so this says top, so no top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my block plane and I'm going to do a couple passes over this just so it's a nice, easy fit in there. And actually, I got pretty close. I'm not going to have to do too much work fitting the tenon to that. So maybe I am learning. So I'll bring you back later. So I'm going to get ready to clean up my mess. I'm pretty much done for now. I got other stuff to do. I got one leg in, or one cross brace in, and it's actually pretty square. I was surprised. I'm going to have a little shim. I'm probably putting in a little shim there to make sure it's not going to move. But that's not really too bad. I'm actually pretty happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is clean up my mess. And it's 81 degrees in the shop right now. So when I get back doing a few little errands I got to do, if it's not too bad, I'll come out and start working on the other side. But yeah, that's I'm pretty happy with that. So I'll bring you guys back, and maybe today, maybe another day.